According to the novelist Ernest Hemingway, the visible part of a piece of writing is the bit that you find in a book or a performance. And he calls this the tip of the iceberg. All the work and thinking that's gone into creating and shaping that piece lies hidden beneath the surface of an ocean of yourself. Welcome to the Life of Words. My name is Professor David Morley, and today we're going to be looking at icebergs and passion. Now, the idea of that iceberg is another metaphor. It's a metaphor for the work that we put into creating something new and surprising and glorious. But the iceberg's underbelly is totally necessary for that tip to go cruising across the surface in its beautiful blues and marbles and whites. It's important. It's important because it stabilizes the whole. And of course, that iceberg image is a metaphor. It's a metaphor. It's a metaphor for all the work that we as writers do that lies underneath everything that we then produce. But that kind of invisible work is terrifically important. It's part of the process, and it's something I want you to really think about today. How can we propel ourselves to work through that invisible part of the iceberg to create that kind of glorious work that we know that we're capable of? And yet, we also know that part of our task and duty as writers is to conceal our work. It's called art concealing art. And art does this all the time. It does not show its workings. It does not show the stress, the work, the drafting, the years, but the visible part of the iceberg contains those in an almost crystalline form, a radiance of experience for the reader, for the listener, and for the audience. And for that audience to fall in love with your writing has to contain an energy that goes beyond art concealing art. It has to contain the passion of its own creation. Now, if you can think of a page right in front of you right now, a computer screen, as an empty space, think of it instead not as an empty space, but as an open space, full of potentiality, where the life of words is already powerful and eager to get onto that space, to multiply, to get together, to create new meaning, to surprise, to metaphorize, and to show its life, its worlds. If you can think of a page as an open space, then it's like a stage upon which you will now walk with your pen and create. This stage of the page it's not a different place, it's the same space. But it's not a place where you act and perform. Although your words may well ultimately be acted and indeed performed. But the place that it's entering as you write is more like a place, like a crucible, where things are being created and decreated, made and unmade. And the shaping force is your mind, your imagination, and your passion for words. Your passion for words, for the life of words. The poet W.H. Auden once said that the true test that he would give a young writer would be whether they were actually interested in words. He would pass them a dictionary and see what their response was. Were they excited by language? I think that's something you can do yourself. Pick up a dictionary now, not an online dictionary, a real dictionary. Find a dictionary, flick through it, and find words that excite you, that make you curious, that make you want to look up their little meanings. There are multiple meanings. Many words have maybe 5 or 6 meanings. Find out what they are. find their histories, and try to find a way of bringing those histories and meanings together in a simple, short story. I urge you too to write quickly. This is a first draft. There's no need to make it wonderful. There's no need to make it literary. There's no need to make it clean and clear. Just write at speed, see what arises. And then later on, you can plane and draft. You can engage with those parts of your work, which is the invisible part of the iceberg. And actually, writing at speed can feel quite a passionate and energetic use of your body and of your mind, working simultaneously in that space I've called the zone of negative capability. It is a way, in fact, of creating the condition of negative capability in yourself and helping you to engage with words with speed and alertness and insight. Those of you who are watching this, who have experienced or are experiencing writer's block, you have my every sympathy. I would suggest a little piece of medication to cure you of writer's block, which is to do this technique, to take a single word from the dictionary, to look at it intently, to say it out loud and listen to it with all your senses, and then to write from a word, to make a life of a word. So both the iceberg and passion are working with each other to create and shape something that has its own magnetism and radiance. I'm going to finish with a short poem. It's called Passion, and it simply goes like this. I want to thank you. Few poems do, but you deserve more, even if it takes the sorry form of a story or song or a love letter finally landing in the right heart. Love is like that letter in John Keats's hand. See, here it is, he cries, as he holds it towards you across a line of words. A page is a window. It is not a stage, although I have played on it. Nobody who loves you wants to leave you, but we do, as Keats does. Before your train turns out of the terminal, or your cab leaves me at the curb watching you go, pause for one moment and say to yourself in the small, hard hours, thank you for the day coming, through which you and I go, alive and invisible, and say, thank you to yourself for making of it a heaven. Thank you for watching The Life of Words, revealing the inner life of language through stories, through poems, and through writing across the world. If you'd like to see more of these episodes, please help by liking this channel and subscribing to the future episodes. Thank you so much. I'll be delighted to see you again as we continue the exploration of this world through words. I think that one's the one that we want to use.